Andre.
Big Ryan.
For reasons that people will know soon, I am in a serious college football mood today. Like,
It's great.
it's funny because I told everyone like last week or whatever, like, oh, I've gone off the deep end. Like, I'm in full football mode, but that was mostly NFL focused. And then right now, like over the last day or so, just I'm feeling all the college football vibes.
Yeah, it's kind of great.
Like, we've got the kickoff classic coming. Like, that's on the same day as the Buffs' first game of the season.
Who's their opponent?
TCU.
Texas Christian.
Horned
Frogs.
That is correct.
Chris Patterson not there for the first time in
Peterson.
eons.
Wait, no, Gary Patterson.
Gary Patterson.
Chris
Peterson.
Patterson, if you were able to
one.
combine those two guys into one college football coach.
Remember when Chris Peterson, there was a thought maybe he'd come to the Buffs?
Well, the Buffs should have hired him instead of Dan Hawkins back in the day.
I mean, no shit.
In fact, at the time, I knew someone who played for Boise State who told me the Buffs hired the wrong guy.
Oh.
Of course, like I think
Can we hire that guy as the AD now?
I think I was in 7th grade, and I didn't believe him, of course, because I was a Buffs homer. So I was like, no, that can't be right. Hawk, he's going to take us back to the promised
I thought
land.
Hawk was the shit.
Yeah.
That recruiting class I'll never forget.
Being a coach with a shtick that sucks is one of the worst things you can ever have.
Oh, what was his sucky shtick? I've probably repressed
Just remember
it.
he had like all these like little catchphrases and like he did like this ain't intramurals, brother, and like all that stuff. Like 10 wins, no excuses.
Are we talking about Hawkinson or Big
Hawkins.
Banjo?
Hawkinson.
Okay, making sure.
Dan Hawkinson, who no relation to TJ.
Man, this ain't intramurals, brother. Can that be a T-shirt?
It was. It was a T-shirt. Everyone wanted that T-shirt until the Buffs were terrible.
Sad.
We'll talk about the Buffs a little bit later. But yeah, like it's like I don't know. Temperature dips a little bit. Start thinking of being at Folsom on a Saturday. Maybe you get there like 7 a.m. and you can see your breath, but it still ends up being a nice day.
Oh man, that is special.
You know what it was? You know what kicked me into college football mode is a tailgate. Going to the Broncos tailgate on Saturday, which was an absolute ball. Like,
thank you all for showing out, man. That was legendary.
Yeah, I mean, I truly, and I tweeted this out. I had no idea what to expect out of a Broncos preseason tailgate. We've never done that before, and it was absolutely lit.
Yeah,
so sick. But college football tailgates are unmatched. Although I think we'd give them a good run for their money.
that's true.
So
Good weekend.
why don't you tell us what you're watching and why?
Yeah, so 13-leg European soccer, faves only parlay. It's like a premature baby beluga, you know.
It's not even in the plus 1,000s?
Oh, it is in the plus.
That's
it's
a baby
plus,
beluga.
17. Plus 17,000.
1,700.
But so 13.
1,700 or 17,000?
No, 100. 13 legs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of faves.
Yeah, that's a lot of work for plus 1,700.
It's all the big boys that you'd expect. And first 10 legs hit yesterday. Leg 11 hit today with Atleti winning. Juve, who I hate, but it's kind of an emotional hedge, is up 2-0 at half. So we feel good about leg number 12. Leg number 13. Oh! Leg number 13 is Liverpool against Crystal Palace. They were down 1. And as you said when we were having lunch, they'll tie it up at the 60th minute. They'll go ahead at the 80th. At the 60th minute, Luis Diaz gets us all tied up.
As I am prophetic here, I want to make sure you know this. I said 60th and 90th. So you're going to have to sweat out that last one.
Okay, that'll be tough, but I'm here. I've endured harder things.
That was incredible. I can't believe that
what
just happened.
timing.
Right as I told you.
Amazing.
So we have a distracted Dre.
Incredible goal.
Also, like, Crystal Palace is now like, oh, shit.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than having that early one goalie trying to pack it in and still giving up another one.
It's an early DNVR Bets maxim was me saying if a big fave is down early, jump in live, and always wait because right around the 60th minute is when that correction's going to come.
Absolutely. Couple other housekeeping notes. I told everyone hammer the under on the Broncos game, and I was right.
Those quarterbacks, huh?
But on the same accord, we must acknowledge that our quarterback strategy has not been paying off. In fact, the first
Very
8
bad.
NFL preseason games went over. So we had a couple overs, like we probably split them because we were half overs, half unders.
I know. And I had this thing in the back of my head of, are we overlooking the fact that these totals are simply so low?
Well, they're up this week. Have you noticed?
Well, they have to.
Like now they were all in the 30s, and now they're all moving up to the 40s.
We're in a higher scoring era. Period.
Well, and here's my new
We've
theory.
entered an overs. It's an overs time in the world. Hockey, it happened. MLS, I don't know what's happened, but I've never seen this many goals.
It's great for the game.
Great for the game, and now preseason football. What's next? MAC football?
So like,
come on,
Bears Seahawks is set at 40.5.
Oh my God! But those quarterbacks are atrocious.
Well, but they're playing their guys. That's the thing with the Seahawks. Drew Lock played till the very end of the game. Like, with all due respect, or with all lack of respect, Drew Lock's a lot better than most teams, third or fourth string quarterback.
Yeah, he's better than Grip and Rip, probably.
No, definitely.
Debatable.
Someone tweeted that out at me, like, was Rippin better than Lock? No, like, we can know that Drew Lock kind of sucks without having to drag him all the way down to, like, end of the roster guys.
Brett Rippin's an underrated third.
I thought that until I watched him play the other night.
What about that deep ball from his own end zone?
Sick throw. He has one throw. It's that one. And a slant.
You'll enjoy this. Massive controversy at my grandpa's. It's not nursing home. It's a step up. Assisted living is what they call it.
Okay.
The included in their absurd rent is cable through DirecTV. So Nugs and Avs not blocked out for them. But, they can only go through this one cable provider. They don't get to choose.
Okay.
It's not like they have a dish alternative. NFL Network showed the first quarter, and then halfway through the second quarter, the screen goes to, this is blacked out in your area.
Oh.
And there was no, like, usually you can go to channel 9
Channel
or
20.
channel 5, 22 in this
20.
building, in this case. None of them had the games. It's like Three Stooges reruns. And apparently the day after, Grandpa finds out in the meal, the dining hall, that about half
Water cooler.
Yeah, about half the residents had this happen, and the other half just
Got the game.
the game broadcast kept going on NFL Network.
Oh, my God. What a, mishap.
And insanely, and I love this forum, that was like a big thing there at the assistant. Even as Lucia and I were walking back into his place, we went on a walk. She can't hang out at Grandpa's place all the time. One of the residents catches us in the hall and was like, do you know what channel the Broncos game is on?
Were you wearing that hat or something?
No, I don't think I was wearing any Broncos gear. I was wearing Avs championship.
Okay,
gear.
all right.
Never forget. Exactly.
First time I've worn this one.
Yeah. But no, that's just the vibe around there.
I
People
love
are
that.
like,
This is what I have to explain to people who are like, are the Broncos like that much bigger than anything else? And I'm just like, the Broncos is everyone. Like, it doesn't even really matter if you're a sports fan. That's the only difference is like, even like not like my sister would consider herself like a big Broncos fan, but she doesn't really she's not a sports fan.
Right. When I worked in the translation business, nothing but fellow foreigners, no one gave a shit about the local teams except for everyone had adopted and accepted the Broncos in their heart as their NFL team.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's big. There was one more thing I wanted to say.
I was telling my mom jokingly we need to start advertising there. Could sell lots of subs.
Oh.
She was like,
this.
yeah, you'd have to provide like printouts for them.
You talking about assisted living just gave me a genius idea, Drake.
Okay.
This could potentially change our lives.
Okay.
No one steal this.
Hey, honor system. Okay.
This is the honor system. Yeah, this is honest. Assisted living for early 20s.
Whoa.
Imagine
Man,
like
is that
Hank
necessary?
Chisholm moves to Denver to cover the Buffs for the for DNVR. Boom. Goes into a facility where they like make all his meals and
Right. One day
make his bed for him.
they take a field trip to like Verizon to get you off your
Yes!
parents' plan.
Yes.
Yes. I love that. Like how do you run a washer and dryer? All the basics.
They
you
like
know?
arts and crafts class and like you get to like make like a threaded 2x4 that you like put up on your wall as nice art.
A great class would be what to and what not to put in the garbage dispenser in your sink.
Oh, see?
That gets screwed up all the
This
time,
is
bro.
actually genius.
Shit. No one steal this.
No one's allowed to
No
take
one.
that.
Yeah, honor system.
All right, let's jump in. Let's go back to college football as we talked about. I have a big 4. Actually, no, I have a big 3. Wait, I think I have a big 4.
You inspired.
To
It had a
do-
big 4?
I meant to delete one of these because one of them is part of our second segment. So everyone ignore the third line. That's on me, not on Yaya. Okay.
Such a surprise you're taking the over on that one.
So we start with Nebraska under 7.5.
Did someone say consensus?
Oh, let's go. We didn't talk about this at all.
Of course.
It was
Frosty, though. I mean, he's in our hearts. Like,
Yes.
he might be the most profitable college football head coach
ever
in the history of this show.
probably.
Fade Frosty. It's the ultimate max.
Yeah.
FF, you know?
Yes.
It's not Final Fantasy around this place.
We
It's
call
Fade
him
Frosty.
Frosty the Dough Man because he just delivers us money.
And he's so fucking soft.
He really is.
God, he's so soft.
I love his face when they're losing bad.
Oh, yeah. Post Frosty presser after a loss and all the excuses he makes.
And
Man,
those Nebraska, reporters are all just like insane fans
right?
that are just
right.
pissed that they just lost. So they're just hammering him.
I mean, technically speaking, he's the smartest man in the state because he did 2 years at Stanford before being kicked out in disgrace.
Wow. Now you're going after people that live there. We have a lot of fans there.
I mean, we love those people, just not Frosty, man. Just not Frosty.
So yeah, I'm taking the under on that. I was actually shocked to see it so high.
It's like DraftKings
They've got, like-
Sportsbook. Have you not watched Big Ten football the last couple of years? What's going on?
I think they have like a new Messiah at quarterback. Like,
been there, done that,
yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, false
False prophet.
prophet.
yeah,
false prophet. I'm excited to watch them get pushed around in the Big Ten again.
Hell yeah. Love this.
Next one. I like seeing Yaya's. I like how he makes up his own.
I love it. ARC State, man.
ARC State.
Panicking, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't remember. And I was like,
ASU.
ASU, bro.
as soon as I saw this, I'm like, yeah, it's ASU. Like, I was panicking in the moment. I couldn't think.
Oh.
And I'm just like, Arizona. What's the abbreviation? Arizona State.
Well, you know what the
God, I
U
love
stands for in
Yaya.
ASU, right? Under 6
Yeah,
wins.
yeah. Tough times.
They're
2 years is too long to be on like a major suspension coming for the program bubble. It's too long.
exactly, and that's my big thing here. Is this program is in disarray,
Sure is.
and going.
Son of a gun.
They gave one up.
No, buddy.
Oh.
Clear shot and shot it to the moon like an idiot.
Oh man. I mean, they lost Jaden Daniels. That's basically the death knell for me.
Big yikesies. They didn't win 5-6 games with him.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait,
And they lost.
are we taking cheese here?
Potentially.
Is there something we don't know about
Probably.
these?
I mean-
these two crappy football programs in disgrace.
I don't know. They have Colorado on the schedule.
fair enough. Wait, not Nebraska.
Not Nebraska.
Oh, I was gonna be like, no one told me Nebraska was on the schedule
No,
this year.
they are on the schedule soon again.
I'm ready to greet Frosty on the state line. I'll give him my own escort.
There's no way he survives for that. He's finishing his career 0-2 against the Buffs.
Oh man, back to UCF. Would they take him?
Probably.
We can't do the whole show on Frosty. I'm sorry.
That's true. So Arizona State under. They lost
Yeah, Daniels.
a lot of running back depth too, like Rashad White. There's one other one that they lost. They do have good running backs. And then they lost two big receivers as well.
Well, Antonio Pierce, their best recruiter and defensive coordinator, left, and that was a huge blow for them.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure they lost their like best linebacker.
Yeah, it's hard times. Hard
So-
times to be a Sun Devil.
All right,
Forks up, though.
ignore the third line. And then
Yeah,
finally,
spoiler.
Alabama over 10.5. This feels like one of those undefeated years for Alabama.
They were a year too early last year.
Right, exactly. Bryce Young, Heisman,
Kind of a cake schedule.
kind of a cake schedule.
Georgia's not on there.
To me, I feel like they just waltz through this season, win the SEC, win the national title.
Yep. Yeah, as long as LSU, Florida, those teams are in the dumps. Auburn, it's too easy.
Joe
for
Burrow
them.
ain't walking through that door.
Yeah, Joe Burrow ain't. Similar to Nebraska's dream school. Yeah, fire me up with my big four. I believe no spoilers. Shouts to Frosty. I'm not going to do any more Frosty
I already
content.
hate one of these so much.
What's my second line, Yaya? My eyes aren't what they used to be.
OSU. I knew that one until I asked.
Could be any OSU.
Oklahoma State University.
Oh, all right. All right. Thank you.
OSU
Thank you.
is the
Thank you.
proper abbreviation, but it could be, Oregon State University. It could be Omicron State University.
Omicron. Old Dominion State? No, that doesn't apply. Oklahoma State. Big 12 in flux. Oklahoma might be garbage this year. Texas, horns down. We'll see. But even though not a ton of pro talent, the Cowboys are bringing back just about everyone from a 10-win team last year, including their starting quarterback,
What's his name?
Sanders.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a roller coaster to watch.
He's a classic Oklahoma State quarterback.
Bro, you got to ride those highs and those lows with him. But I think 8.5, we can get to where we need to be
I think that seems easy.
with the mullet. Maybe one of the most deranged characters in all of college football. That's what makes college football great. These deranged men
It is one of the things that sucks about the
being
information
the highest
age,
paid
though.
public people in a state. It's amazing.
It is one of the things that sucks about the information age, though, is like you learn that these people, you're like, oh, this guy's like a funny character. Then you learn like, oh, he actually really kind of sucks.
No, Gundy big sucks.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I think every time a big job comes open, his agent tries to get him to be like the Florida coach or something, and all those programs are like, nah, we're good. Thanks. And the one Ryan hates, TCU,
Yeah.
Horned Frogs,
What is your reasoning behind this?
horns down. I think underrated. There's actually some NFL talent, and again, Big 12 in flux. And the new coach, he was flown in by a helicopter. So
I think they won 5 games last year or less.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see them getting any better.
I expect big things. Actually, I expect big things.
They're gonna lose to the Buffs in week 1. That's one of my 3 wins.
I mean, I want you to have that joy you have now, thinking that's going to happen.
Thank you.
That's all I want.
I'm just saying, if they lose that one, 6.5 is off the table.
Probably. Again, that feels like a lock to me, but that's neither here nor there.
Dude, Friday night, home opener, no tape.
Hey, man, I'll be dialed. I'll be ready. I'll be hyped. But yeah, it's a week, Big 12, and I think the Horned Frogs are due for a bounce back. Like legit NFL talent at wide receiver. I just think
Same with the Buffs.
they surprise. Yeah, that's true. RJ Sneed, right?
Yep.
Hyped about that kid. Wake.
That's such a good college football player name.
Come on now.
That's like, I might be the best in the
RJ
country.
Sneed. He feels more of a safety name, though.
That's because you're thinking of.
It's because I've gone name blind that there actually is an RJ Sneed.
Well, there was a Rod Sneed for the Buffs back in the day, and I think he was a defensive back.
Isn't there a Sneed on the Chiefs too?
No, he was a wide receiver.
Oh.
Sneed from what's it called?
Legarius.
Sneed.
Legarius. There you go. And then give me Wake Forest. Mega year for them last year. Big year. We're like undefeated going into November. People couldn't believe it. Sam Hartman, he of QB1 fame.
Is that his name?
I got at least half of it right. But suspended for not football reasons. Big ouchie.
How long is he suspended for?
Indefinite.
Oh.
You don't like to hear
No,
that.
you don't. That could be just like the week before week 1.
It could absolutely. The other thing, the ACC due for a bounce back. Kind of the conference of quarterbacks this year.
Okay, so you have
Hartman.
You
have a guy at NC State ain't playing around.
Oh, I've heard a lot about him from my boy Scotty McCreery.
There you go. The Jerkovich at BC. Legend.
Oh, I hate him.
Brennan Armstrong? Have I told you about the Virginia lefty?
No.
This guy is like throw god levels. Amazing. 4,444 yards last year on like 10 games. He gets injured right as the draft hype was about to pick up. Woo! Palace just missed an open netter. Yikesies. Malik Cunningham. Yeah.
Let's get a laugh track. Wait, we have a laugh track and we don't use it more?
No one told us.
All the time. I used it for Rocky.
That's awesome.
Great.
Please bring that.
Great
Are
filler
you,
content.
No, Kale's producing Broncos today. All right. Need the laugh track.
And then Malik Cunningham, your favorite.
I do love me.
And then,
Malik Cunningham.
Clemson quarterback or no quarterbacks, going to whoop that ass. And, I listed off 6 quarterbacks in the conference. I think I've done my duty.
It is the conference of quarterbacks this year.
There you go. Every year there's a conference of quarterbacks, except for last year. Last year was like, yeesh, yikesies. But
the Pac-12, definitely not that conference.
no, because all these SoCal guys are leaving. Sad.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, DJ Ugalele. Okay, that's it. Big Four.
What? I
in
didn't
the books.
see. Did you see a number on Ohio State wins? Because I'll take the over on that too.
No, but I'll find it for you.
Just sign me up for Alabama, Ohio State.
DraftKings has some
Championship right now.
amazing NFL, NCAA crossover specials that I was telling you about that are just...
Maybe we'll have time for those at the end. First of all, shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Wish you would have put it on the under in the Broncos game. That would have been a sick, degenerate move by you to bet $1,000.
No kidding.
Or less. You can bet less if you want. On
It's true.
the Broncos preseason under, and hitting that is like, that would be legendary. But the best part is, even if you had bet $1,000 on the Broncos or I guess the Broncos and Cowboys to cover the under,
10.5. Plus 200 on
take-
DraftKings Sportsbook.
Plus
King of
200?
Sportsbook. For the under.
Oh.
So the over minus 250.
What? Just put it at 12 or something.
You might just want to fade that.
No, it's Alabama, Ohio State in the championship. Just go. Just play it now. Might as well.
Just send it.
Just have them play a 12 games or an 11 game series.
Okay, I think what they're doing, DraftKings Sportsbook, just the best, is they also provide alternate season wins for the big dogs of college football, and that's where Ohio State's set at 11.5. You can get Bama at 11.5 as well.
Parlay
so
that.
on and so forth.
Can
yeah.
you? Probably not.
The bet slips twofold.
Anyways, even if you had lost
your
your bet on the under, which you didn't, you would have gotten another chance. That's why it's called a risk-free bet. DraftKings will give you another shot to make that bet. So you get 2 chances to win one big bet, which is awesome. And again, it doesn't have to be up to it. It doesn't have to be 1,000. It's just up to 1,000. So check out our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook and use the code DNVR when you sign up. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Boom. Oof.
All right, Dre. Something that definitely was not spoiled in the first segment.
We would never.
Our dilemma of the day, Yaya.
Oh, what could it be? Yaya show history, maybe?
Oh, I forgot I added the Rams in there too. So it's not fully spoiled. Over or under on 3 wins for the Buffs and 5.5 for the Rams. Let's pull up the schedule and go through it.
Mike and the Mad Dog style. You got to break down that schedule. Everyone loves that.
Got to break down the schedule. Okay, so Buffs. I just want to count winnable games.
Yes. Yep.
You tell me if it's winnable.
TCU a 10-point favorite, by the way.
Buffs are going to make me money again on the first. I actually raked on the Buffs last year and every year.
Yeah, you did, huh?
Yeah.
What was your strategy?
Live betting.
And then you would do so intoxicated, so it was irresponsible.
Irresponsible
live betting,
total. Yeah.
and it just worked out. For
4
you.
unit bets on the Buffs to win when they're down 7-0, and the few times they did it, I won big.
I mean, if that worked last season, it'll never not work.
I know.
So
Okay, so September 2nd, Friday night, blackout game at the stadium. Just tell me if it's winnable.
I'm cringing.
Okay, it's definitely winnable.
It's winnable. Sure,
Bad
I'll
take.
say it's winnable.
September 10th at Air Force. I'll be honest. Until about this week, I did not realize how good Air Force was.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Winnable or not?
No.
I'm going to say yes.
Stadium's empty. It's basically a quarantine game, and they were very good in 2020.
It's
no
not a
fans. They were really good.
It's not going to be an empty stadium. It is going to be a full stadium of Buffs fans.
Because we're bringing... Well, I know. No, you're right.
By the way, we're
You're
bringing 2 buses down there. 1 bus left. So don't wait on this.
Yeah, you missed out on bus 1. Hopefully you can get in on bus 2.
I haven't bought my tickets yet, so that means there's 2 more that are gone.
Oh, man. Yep. That's a good point.
So there you go. It really will be. I'm gonna say 60-40 Buffs fans at that game.
Oh, I have no doubt that you're correct.
So that's a home game. That has to help in the winnability category. The thing I'll say is like if I could choose anyone to play in the country, I would choose Air Force last. So like I fully understand the challenge that comes with playing Air Force, but every once in a while they fall flat on their face. Like
that's not an exaggeration. Like you would rather play Bama than Air Force.
10 times out of 10.
The Bama game will give you like, actually, R.J. Sneed in the fourth quarter flashed a little. He did that against a future first rounder, you know?
Exactly.
I know because that literally happened to the Rams like 4 years ago.
You have to spend like half of fall camp trying to stop the triple option. It's something that you can't use any other time.
And no one's giving you credit for a close loss for anything you do unless you beat Air Force. Even if you beat them, it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I think
it's sad. What the hell?
It's probably the worst team you can schedule, other than Hawaii at Hawaii.
Put some respect on Troy Calhoun's name.
No. All right, at Minnesota.
We're on the boat.
That one's not
I'll
winnable.
say it's winnable.
How is that winnable and not TCU to you?
I think TCU's
Did you
better
watch
than
these two
Minnesota
teams play
this
last year?
Yeah, last year. But this Ryan it's a new era in college football. Last year has never mattered less.
You're so off on this.
I don't know. Is PJ getting those transfers?
It doesn't matter.
We're
talking about TCU or
lost
Minnesota.
A mountain of a man and a Magnum. I don't think he's around anymore, Ryan.
What about that running back? Did he go?
I think he's Gonzo Gonzalez.
Okay. Home versus UCLA.
They always play the Bruins
Now you're
tough.
talking.
It's winnable.
Okay, so
will they win? I don't know, but it's winnable.
I'm at 3 winnable games. You are at 2.
I'm at 2.
Okay.
Which frankly feels realistic.
October 1st at Arizona.
It's not just winnable. It's if they don't win, shut the program down.
Stop. But yes, it is winnable. It's very winnable.
You don't like those kind of expectations. Ryan, I love this October slate. Okay.
Yep.
Love it. I think
So I'm at 4. You're at 3.
Yep. Just
Home
give me
to
all of
Cal.
October. Yes. It's winnable, baby.
I'm at 5. You're at 4. At Oregon State.
Absolutely winnable.
I'm at 6. You're at 5. Versus Arizona State at home.
Forks down. Winnable as well, my friend.
I'm at 7. You're at 6. Remember, winnable, not wins, but winnable.
No, winnable, not wins.
Okay, and you finish the season. Oh, no, we got enough here. Versus Oregon, no shot.
That's a no for me, dog.
At USC, no shot.
It's the at part that scares me.
And the fact that the Buffs have never beat USC in their history.
Correct. And Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, Jordan Addison, trouble.
Yeah, big trouble. Notably, you didn't mention Brendan Rice, who transferred there. Probably won't even play.
Dead to me.
At Washington.
I will say winnable.
I'm going to say not winnable. And
That program low-key also in shambles. Not great that like 80% of the programs in the Pac-12 in shambles.
In shambles, yes. And the Pac-12 itself, in shambles.
Very much. Whew.
And then finally, home to Utah. No shot.
9.
So we both finished at 7 winnable games, Dre. They don't even have to win half of their winnable games to at least push the over at 3.
All I know is October is going to be a real make or break month.
October could turn around the program.
I think so, Ryan. I think so. If I'm Carl Durrell's family, I'm telling them, like, you know, Don't start talking to the travel agents until October's in the books.
Bro,
okay?
I'm calling it undefeated October right now.
Absolutely. I've got the month circled right now. That month is in red. You know how Coach Mack the Nebraska game was in red? The month of
Just a
October
box
is in red.
around the whole month.
Yep.
Undefeated October, baby. That's when it all turns around.
October 1st, I'm waking up like $1 million.
The hunt for Red October. Isn't that a...
Oh, it absolutely is, Ryan.
We're on the hunt, baby.
Absolutely is. I got a $5 from someone. So I don't know if that's 5 minutes left in this Liverpool game, on our show, or what.
3 minutes left now.
In this show?
Yeah, on this show.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, jeez.
What a shame we won't have much time to go through the CSU schedule.
Damn it, Ryan.
Okay, let's open up the CSU schedule. So we're taking the over because of undefeated October.
I guess.
CSU schedule.
CSU schedule. So.
And I just want to let you guys know, you guys have been going on for 32 minutes now, so it's not like your show is running short.
Our show has been cut short.
Time flies.
No one respects us around here.
Michigan, not winnable.
You forgot about the green and gold spring game. It's somehow still on their schedule.
Oh, that's great. Good for them.
Okay, at Michigan, 0-1. MTSU. That has to be winnable, right?
That's Montana State?
That is
who's
Middle
MTSU?
Tennessee State.
Oh, then yes, that's winnable.
Any draft gems coming out of MTSU?
Don't believe so, but
Okay.
we'll talk later. You know, I'll have to tune in a little more.
At Washington State.
Wazoo, I mean, another program in shambles, but I'm going to say not winnable.
I think it's a little early.
Kind of the old air raid against the new air raid, you know.
Which sounds dope.
It does.
Are they still air raiding it at Washington State?
What happened with Rolo? Did he get vaccinated or just fired in shame?
I think he got fired in
I
shame.
literally cannot keep up with these things. Like once
the
we
college
added,
football coaching carousel got out of hand this year.
once we add like guys getting fired in shame because they wouldn't get vaccinated, I really I'm at a loss, guys. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought the NIL was a good idea. I don't know where I stand.
I'm gonna say winnable. CSU always plays well against bottom tier Pac-12 teams other than the Buffs.
It's actually a great point. Let's go two winnable at this point. Sac State,
Definitely winnable.
come on now. 3 Nevada. They literally stole
Wait,
the entire.
why are we doing this? Every game in the Mountain West
the
is
entire
winnable.
program from them? Right, and the ones that aren't, we're not going to really know. So,
Okay,
what are
not,
the non-winnable
not
games?
At Boise State.
Arizona State and Boise are the only non-winnables.
They
I
don't
guess.
play Arizona State. You mean Air Force?
Jesus, yes.
Okay, so Air Force is off the table. Boise State is off the table, and Michigan's off the table.
Yep.
If you throw in Washington State, it doesn't even matter. Their overs at 5.5. I wouldn't normally do this. If they were on our schedule this year, I wouldn't do this. But I'm taking the over.
And I mean, look, Utah State's going to be no cupcake. Luckily, you get Hawaii out of the island.
By the way, revenge game
San
against
Jose
Nevada.
State's not. Oh yeah.
This is actually an unprecedented thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know.
Coaches against his team that he bailed on the very next year.
And then stole all the players.
They're going to be bloodthirsty.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm excited for that game.
USC
October
should
7th.
play Oklahoma. Yeah. It's 90th minute now. So it's got to happen.
Here it is.
Man. It's got to happen.
That's when it's coming. I called
Yeah.
it. All right. We're unfortunately not going to be able to see the conclusion of this game on the show. So as soon as we end it is when they're going to score. And
Prayers up, folks.
we're going to have
Prayers
missed
up.
out on this amazing content because of Zio and the boys.
Got him! Got him!
You with the
Oh my God. Yeah.
soundboard Yaya all of a sudden?
Sounds like Yaya could just do the show on his own now.
Yeah, he probably
with
could.
These. Yep.
All right. This has been fun.
It's been a blast.
Shout out college football. We will talk to you guys tomorrow.